The sun was setting behind the bleachers as the last of the confetti floated down, catching rays of gold that made it shimmer like magic. The crowd was thinning, the laughter softening, and proud parents carried their children's gowns and framed diplomas like trophies. It had been a perfect day. For most. Ava Matthews stood just outside the gates of the stadium, her maroon graduation robe fluttering in the light breeze. Her mortarboard was tilted awkwardly, and her curly hair stuck to her neck in the sticky California heat. No one was waiting for her with balloons or flowers. No one had called her name during the ceremony. Her phone buzzed with another Instagram tag. Class of 2025, baby. Couldn't have done it without my family. Ava put her phone on silent and tucked it away. She held her diploma tightly in both hands, as if it might slip away if she let go. She walked past groups of graduates hugging each other and couples posing with wide smiles under the banners that read, "You did it." A tear threatened to fall, but she swallowed hard and kept moving, step after step, away from the celebration. In the farthest corner of the lot sat her weathered blue Honda Civic, its bumper still dented from a hit-and-run last winter. She slid into the driver's seat, exhaled sharply, and placed her diploma on the passenger side like it was something sacred. From the back seat, she pulled a brown paper bag. Inside, a turkey sandwich, a bottle of water, and a single cookie she had baked the night before. Her graduation dinner. She watched from behind the wheel as a classmate climbed into a black Range Rover, greeted by a mother who wore pearls and a proud smile. A dad with a camera hugged his son so hard they both laughed. The ache inside her chest grew heavier. No one had saved her a seat at the ceremony. Her foster parents were long gone, and her last social worker hadn't returned her email. She had aged out of the system quietly, like an echo no one hears. Ava took a bite of the sandwich. It was dry. The cookie was too sweet. She turned on the car radio, but the music felt like a stranger. She switched it off, and then came the knock. 3 soft taps against her window. Startled, Ava turned. A tall, middle-aged man stood just outside. He wore jeans, a navy windbreaker, and a baseball cap that read, U.S. Navy, retired. He held a brown takeout bag in one hand and a bottle of Coke in the other. "Sorry," he said through the window. "I'm not lost. I just noticed you sitting here. Mind if I say hi?" Ava blinked, confused. Okay." He smiled gently, stepping back as she opened the door halfway. "I'm Mark Collins," he said. "Used to teach at Roosevelt High down in San Diego. Came to watch my niece graduate. Noticed you out here by yourself. Thought maybe you'd want some company." Ava hesitated. This was unusual, suspicious even. But something about his voice was steady, kind, like a lighthouse calling someone lost at sea. "I'm okay," she said quietly. "I know," he replied. "But being okay doesn't mean you have to be alone." He held out the Coke. "It's cold." After a long pause, Ava slowly took it. The bottle was damp with condensation. Real. Unexpected. Mark gestured to the curb. "May I sit?" Ava nodded. He sat on the concrete, legs stretched out, unwrapping a burger from the takeout bag. "I remember graduating," he said, smiling slightly. "Did it alone, too. My folks were gone by then, no siblings. Thought I'd feel proud. Instead, I just felt done." Ava said nothing, sipping the Coke and staring at her steering wheel. "Funny how something big can feel so empty," he said. Ava finally looked at him. "How did you get through it?" Mark took a thoughtful bite of his burger. "I enlisted in the Navy 2 weeks later. Not because I had some grand dream, just because I wanted to be part of something. Wanted to matter." She nodded slowly. Being alone, she whispered, hurts worse when everyone else is surrounded by love. Mark looked at her then, really looked. You're seen, Ava, he said softly. She froze. How? I read your name in the program, saw your GPA. You were the only senior who worked part-time and still made honor roll. You volunteer at the shelter. You tutor younger kids. I noticed, even if no one else did. Her throat tightened. No one had ever said that. No one had acknowledged the effort it took just to survive. He pulled something from his jacket pocket, a small, folded photo. This was me, he said, handing it to her. The young man in the picture looked so different from the calm older man beside her, but his eyes were the same, tired, searching. That kid didn't believe he had anything to offer, Mark continued. Took years to prove him wrong. Ava stared at the photo. Why are you doing this? He smiled. Because someone once did it for me. For the next half hour, they sat together, strangers with shared scars. They ate, laughed softly, and let the night settle around them. Before he stood to leave, Mark reached into his bag again. This is for you, he said, handing her a sealed envelope. Don't open it until you get home. Ava took it, stunned. Congratulations, Ava, he said, tapping the roof of her car before turning to walk away. You made it, and someone is proud of you. He disappeared into the night like a passing angel. Ava stared at the envelope for a long time. Then slowly she opened it. Inside was a handwritten note. To the girl who did it anyway. You survived. You graduated. You kept going when everything said you shouldn't. That makes you extraordinary. Your pain does not define you. Your persistence does. Life may have handed you silence, but you answered with strength. Keep going. You matter. Deeply. With respect and pride, Mark Collins. Beneath the note was a small card. It read, Full scholarship offer, Community Leadership Fund, Class of 2025. We believe in your future. Call us. Tears welled in Ava's eyes and spilled freely, not because she was broken, but because at last someone had seen the girl who never asked to be. That night, she didn't drive home in silence. She drove with the radio on, windows cracked open, the world feeling a little softer, a little more bearable. She wasn't alone. And this time, that felt true.